Obviously, an atheist may be a bad scientist for the same reason a non-scientific mind may be susceptible to the possible evils of religion. Numerous great scientific minds have concluded that the intellect contains within itself a principle of self-contradiction, and that thus the integration of the intuitive mind, that is the religious mind, is a necessity for scientific progress. Naturally, also, many great religious minds have noted the danger of the unchecked intuition and have developed systems of intellectual models for its regulation that resemble the scientific method. Now, there's no reason that religion should be able to provide objective answers to questions for which science cannot. There's no reason that science should be able to provide answers to subjective problems for which religion cannot. There's no such thing as opinion in the developing human mind. Any issue that involves the firm choosing of the side of a dichotomy as a prerequisite for participation is not an issue, but a sort of trap for the underdeveloped mind to fall from the possibility of grace that lies in evolution. To participate in any such so-called issue is either to declare war on one's own intellect for lacking the ability to intuit, or to declare war on one's own intuition for lacking the ability to intel. But what makes a human is not the ability to understand the motion of evolution up to the genus called Homo. The ape does not possess the capacity to understand evolution as to predict the coming of the human being. But the ability to form this idea is also not what makes a human being. It is no longer as simple as survival of the fittest, and there is neither a single logical nor a single emotional reason to believe that it should be. What makes a human being is the ability and will to identify the relevance of all of these ideas and accept them in juxtaposition, knowing that to do so on one hand involves the sacrifice of the current understanding, wisdom, and human way of identification, but on the other hand involves cooperation with the greatest good, with evolution as supreme Lord and God of the universe. So what makes a human ultimately involves forfeiting one's own will in order to embrace and actualize the will of evolution. Any person claiming science as truth should find this logic sound and solid enough to place within it what the religious refer to as faith, unless a person is in actuality as much of a true scientist as someone like Pat Buchanan is a true Christian. I have addressed this addendum to such so-called scientists among us not as an attack to incite a rebuttal, but as an expression of compassion from one who has committed himself to evolution so religiously as to have accepted science as his personal savior. Please consider where your allegiance lies. Is your loyalty to the truth, whatever it may be, whoever you may be as a result? Or do you cling to that truth as hypothesized in your lengthy MySpace, Facebook, or Stickam profiles, the way the scienceless Christian clings to the Bible as if it were life itself? The sooner our community can kick this addiction to the need for self-identification through masturbatory pseudo-debate fueled by fear of disappearing, the sooner we can utilize the current media and possibilities presented thereby to the full extent. Look as closely as you can into the mirror with no preconceived expectations. I promise you will not fall through.